Hello my internet fans, we're here with the latest edition of the Stat Boy Rants, me being the Stat Boy, but you already knew that. This is episode 72. I'm going to do a quick touch on Raw, two big things, and then I'm going to talk about my top 10 Survivor Series teams, and I'll go into the matches a little bit, and then I got something else I got to talk about. So, basically, the two big things from Monday Night Raw. CM Punk officially 365 days as champion. Congratulations, Stat Boy approved. You got your year title reign. And we were supposed to have this celebration of Punk. The ring was all dressed nice with a big the mat was actually black with a big red X in the middle. We got a couple of pictures of Punk, one being in the cell and one being of him with the title. And right in the middle, the poster that caught my eye, being the Stat Boy and all that, the top 10 longest WWE Championship reigns. So if I missed one or I misquoted, there, of course, you know, put it on freeze frame, study that thing, and, you know, there you go, okay? And the thing I got out of that, and the thing Paul Heyman says, and the thing CM Punk then says later, is just a bunch of, honestly, a bunch of nothing. But apparently, Bruno Sammartino, Hulk Hogan, surprised they even used his name since he's under TNA contract, and Stone Cold Steve Austin, and now even The Rock, will never be able to beat CM Punk because CM Punk is the best in the world. Yeah, we'll get to that in just a quick second. Basically, Heyman comes out, and just before he starts to talk, and the crowd starts to boo, and Heyman decides to go into solo Heyman mode, and he's like, you know, oh, don't boo me, and whatever. And then Punk comes out, and, you know, he is saying that in July 2015, provided we surpass the Mayan apocalypse that's happening in less than, that he is going to be over 2,800 days as champion. Yeah, right. Do you guys really think that Vince McMahon is going to want us to click every week and see CM Punk as champion? I've got silent Daniel Bryan stuff going on over here just to let y'all know. It would be a miracle if that happened. I mean, because let's face it, if, realistically speaking here, okay, if you want to keep the title on CM Punk for almost 8.5 years combined, you're going to have to bring back everybody who's a legend. You're going to have to bring back the entire FCW roster. You're going to have to bring up people in the indies and give them title shots. Vince is going to have to buy out TNA and bring back that talent, just so Punk will have enough people to put the title up against. Think of the money Punk is going to make in that reign. Because you got to have a contract or something. So, you know, that's just crazy. I just want to see it end at 500 days. 500 to me is a good, nice, even round number. For him to do that, since we're in November, 500, he's at 365, so he's got 140 days left. That's about 4.5 months. December, January. WrestleMania 29 should be about 500 days. Enough said on that. 500 days. That's what I want. And the storyline with Cena and AJ continues. Again. I saw it on replay. It's like they're making out in the middle of the ring. Why? To prove a point that Vicky's a dumbass and that she doesn't need any more further evidence? Like I said, the only thing they need to do to stop the storyline, to stop this whole affair thing, is flat out say that Cena's not married. Because wrestling fans aren't stupid. They know the truth. A little bit surprising to see AJ walk into the men's locker room, start beating up on Dolph Ziggler. That was kind of funny, actually. And then the locker room brawl, that was actually, I think that was almost a first. I have never seen a locker room brawl. Never. Of course, when the stalls got knocked over, that was kind of a bit of a planned thing. But, and now Cena has a partially torn meniscus. Yeah, let's see where we're going to go with that. Alright. I was asked about 2 episodes ago to give my top 10 Survivor Series teams and matches. And I'm going to start off with this year's Survivor Series. I'm not going to give them an honorable mention because I'm going to put them straight in the list. 2012, Ziggler, Sandow, Otunga, Barrett, and Del Rio. Of course, defeating Miz, Kingston, Kane, Bryan, and Orton, with Dolph as the sole survivor. Heel team. Very surprising that I put a heel team on this list. I was going to go all faces, but I thought there were a couple heel teams that I actually liked. I would have actually, if I thought about it a little better, and if I would have realized that Cody got injured, I might have actually picked this team to win. So that's my own fault. But I mean, you know, I like Sandow. Otherwise, I wouldn't have dressed up. And again, thanks to the fans for helping me with that costume. But I wouldn't even have had that thought in my head, because even though Sandow's a heel, I still like him. He's funny. He's cool. He makes you think. You know, Ziggler, he's in line for a title shot, which he's going to get anyway, because he's going to cash in Money at the Bank at some point. Barrett, I liked him in Nexus, you know, because he's badass. I could take or leave Del Rio, because, you know, his cars are cool. And Otunga, if he just loses all that baby oil that he uses, he might have a shot. Alright. Number 9, from 2008, the team of HBK, Rey Mysterio, Crime Time, being Shad and JTG, and the Great Khali defeating JBL, Kane, MVP, Morrison, and Miz. Basically, I picked them because of HBK and Mysterio. Crime Time did not need to be in that match because they were pretty much on their way out by this point. But, you know, I almost picked the heel team because of Miz and Morrison. I was very, very close to picking Miz and Morrison's team on that one. But, you know, since I'm a big HBK mark, well, I went with that. Team number 8 from 2004. Eddie, Big Show, RVD, and Cena. Defeating Angle, Carlito, Luther Reigns, and Mark Jindrak. And I think Jesus was involved in that match. And if you know Jesus, hardcore kid. Nice guy. It was Eddie back then. You know, I had to throw in Eddie in there. Eddie and Big Show, you know, comedy and all that. Number 7 from 2003. Angle, Benoit, Cena, and Hardcore Holly defeating, and Bradshaw, against Brock Lesnar, Big Show, Matt Morgan, Nathan Jones, and A-Train. Now, why? This was like a reason to put Matt Morgan, Nathan Jones, and A-Train in a match, because three wastes of talent. The two big names were Brock and Big Show. I mean, come on. This team had to win. It was a mercy win at that. Number 6, from 1990, Ted DiBiase, The Undertaker, Honky Tonk Man, Greg Valentine, defeating Dusty Rhodes, Koko Beware, Bret Hart, and Jim Neidhart. It's The Undertaker, making his debut on the $1 Million Team, his mystery partner. He got counted out though, but he didn't get pinned. Number 5, from 1993, Lex Luger, The Undertaker, Rick and Scott Steiner against Yokozuna, Crush, Ludwig Borga, and Jacques. Now, if you remember your history, folks, this match started the Undertaker-Yokozuna feud. If you remember, Yokozuna took Taker and smashed his head into the ring steps. And what did Taker do? He popped right back up like nothing happened. And Yokozuna just had this look on his face like, what? I just slammed this man's face into the steps and he did nothing? Then of course we had the casket matches. Taker goes away for a little bit, comes back, you know. So that was part match and part team. Also, when I liked when Taker cut a promo with Lex and the Steiners, and he opened his coat, and it had the classic American flag. That was pretty cool. I liked that. That was pretty. It's like these three men represent America and what it's worth. And as soon as he did, he's like, you can't get more American than The Undertaker. And besides, maybe that's where the idea of the badass first started. Maybe. That's my guess. Alright. Number 4. Bret, Owen, Bruce, and Keith, the Hart brothers, against Shawn Michaels and the Knights. Hart family. I mean, enough said. Hart family, you know. And of course, this also started the whole Bret and Owen thing. In the shadow, you know, Owen got eliminated. You know, the downfall of Owen Hart and all that. So that was I like that one too. Match number 3, or team number 3. Roddy Piper, Bret Hart, Virgil, and Davey Boy Smith losing to Flair, Mountie, DiBiase, and the Warlord. A team that I liked that actually lost their match. Now, Roddy Piper, I mean, come on. He's the crazy Scotsman, okay? Virgil was wearing a face mask because he got his face smashed by Yokozuna. You know. Bret Hart and Davey Boy, this was actually my first official Survivor Series. This was, I think, was before the Greatest Challenge, I think. Yeah, because the Greatest Challenge was 92. So I knew of what wrestling was back then. And there was a promo where, you know, Piper was pissed off at Flair, Virgil wanted to get revenge on DiBiase, Bret wanted to go up against the Mountie, and Davey Boy went up against the Warlord. So they, of course, they held teams. And it's like, Roddy was about to explode. And each member of the team had to calm him down by calling out the other opponent. I think this was the first time I even heard Roddy use the phrase "son of an unnamed goat," which was very funny to me. But I mean, it was a good team. I loved it. Number 2. The Radicals from 2000. Benoit, Malenko, Guerrero, and Satter defeating the wannabe Team DX. Road Dogg, Billy Gunn, China, and let's throw in K-Quick. Yeah. Just because Road Dogg was part of DX, that wasn't DX. Sorry. Radicals all the way. And my number 1 team from Survivor Series 2006, Triple H, HBK, The Hardys, and CM Punk sweeping against Edge, Orton, Nitro, Knox, and Helms. Great match. Very funny in the beginning when Shawn got the first elimination. He kicked, I think he kicked Helms first, or he kicked Knox first, and then he's like, alright, are we going to win? Are we going to win? You know, all that. So there you go. My top 10 Survivor Series match. I have an honorable mention here. Orton, Benoit, Jericho, and Maven. From 2004. Okay, I can give you that one. It's Orton. That's what started the whole Soul Survivor stuff, I think. So there you go. Thank you for that. My top 10 Survivor Series teams. Now, one last thing I want to talk about with the holidays coming up. In Santa Monica, a city where I visited only once, there is an issue with their nativity scenes. And there's a judge's ruling to get rid of them. And I have an issue with that. Because whether you believe as what the true meaning of Christmas is, it's not all about presents. It's not all about the tree. It's about what happened in the good book over 2,000 years ago. That's what the true meaning of Christmas is. But because the people that do not believe in God or religion, they are known as atheists, had an issue with that, the judge decides, well, let's get rid of the nativity scenes. Now, I also read into this that not only is it a problem with atheists, but apparently these nativity scenes block ocean views in Santa Monica. So that tells me that the people in Santa Monica would rather see the ocean than see a nativity scene. What the hell is wrong with this picture? Now, I understand that the atheists are allowed to believe in whatever they think or whatever they want or whatever. But I mean, come on, folks. It's Christmas. What's next? People that don't like Christmas want to get rid of the Christmas trees? They can't sit down for dinner? This isn't cool. Under the First Amendment of the U.S. Constitution, there is something called freedom of religion, which basically, of course, means you can think whatever you want. But the decisions that judges or rulings make are going to piss some people off. Well, guess what? This little Christian boy, Greek Orthodox Christian by that, ain't too happy about this ruling. And I'm not even in Santa Monica. I'm expecting a lot of comments about this topic, so let's bring it, folks. Alright? I mean, like I said, it's Christmas. It's not right. There was also a thing in there that said, well, you can have them up while there's operating hours in the park. They have to take them up and put them down, and take them up and put them down. And the problem with that is there's not enough money. Yeah, we're in a recession. The economy's bad. It also makes me think of the people that have issues with too many Christmas lights. It's a nuisance. It's violating my peace. They're Christmas lights. If we all can't agree on Christmas, then, you know, let the Mayan apocalypse happen and let the world come to an end. I just don't know what's going on anymore. Anyway. One last thing. If you saw the AMAs, the Korean superstar Psy is making his 15 minutes of fame stretch as long as he can by going Gangnam Style and mixing it with Too Legit to Quit. Wow. Check out the video on YouTube. Oppan Gangnam Style. Gangnam Style. I just had to throw that out there. It's a catchy song, but I don't know how much longer I know. Anyway, alright, we are pretty much done. I'm almost out of here. Let me do the plugs and all that. Watch our show here on the Casa D18 Studios channel. Send me those tweets at LBStatKid1977. Get me on Facebook. And happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Make sure you cook your turkeys properly, and do not, if you're gonna fry your turkeys, make sure the thing does not turn into a fireball. Otherwise, you'll end up on YouTube.